All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Aquatic Morning Show, where the aquarists go to be in the know on your Aquatic Morning Show. And today we finally got to get Brett Raymer back, which is not all his fault, it's partially my fault. Good morning, Brett. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good. It's good to see you. How are
Yeah, it's good.
things?
I think things are really good. Things are actually going really, really well. Got a lot of things going on. We just got back from Atlanta. I did some filming in Atlanta with George from Coral Fish 12G,
That's right.
and we got a new filtration line getting ready to launch, and a new aquarium line getting ready to launch. And if you guys check me out if you want to get some little snidbits of what I'm doing, you just got to check out my TikTok.
All right. We can do that.
So, but other than that, things are going well.
Great. Well, so I want to get back to the Aquashellas where we met you. So when you're at the Aquashellas, you bring the crew, or it seems like you bring another booth aside from your slap it on or snap it on thing, which is the tank. Now, is that your crew, that like your filming crew, or who is
No,
that?
depending on what we're doing, I bring people with me. Sometimes I have my social media team. Sometimes I'll have a filming guy. I'll always bring Melinda with me, that.
Yep. Yep.
And sometimes I have the slap it on. I have the slap it on crew. Right now, we put that project on hold because they're working on the technology.
Okay.
But we got some really other amazing things that we've been working on. Our training platform is still literally, it's in editing right now. So we're probably 60 days away from getting that into the marketplace, and we just got a really lot of exciting things happening.
Awesome. Well, you had the tank crew with you the last time I seen you, and then you also had the slap it on crew with you. And we got that interview out and posted back right after Aquashella that we did with you there. So you said that you have the slap it on crew or project on hold. Was it just wanted to tweak some things, or what was it exactly that put it on hold?
Well, the technology, wasn't. So remember, I'm just I'm a little partner in that company. So it's just I'm very a minute say in that company.
Oh,
But
okay.
they had the technology written, and I think that they needed to improve the technology before it could really be effective. So they went back to the drawing board, and now they're rebuilding the technology. So once they rebuild the technology, then they're going to revisit, that portion of the app again, and I'm just kind of waiting for them to rebuild. So that's something that I was a part of. They brought me on board, right? It wasn't really me bringing people on board, like my old company, or like the aquarium show, or like anything that I had going on. But I will tell you that all the things that I'm doing now are pretty much all me. So, that's stuff that I know that we could talk about.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't have any. I wish I was able to, show you guys some stuff that I've been working on right now.
Right.
But like I said, once again, you guys can see little snidbits of the new filtration line. If you pull up my TikTok and you look at, there's one video on there that'll show you the sick, brand new ultra, my new company is called the BR Design Group. And there you go. You see how we can find it, right? Okay. You'll see all kinds of things that I've been working on.
Is that it?
No, it's not even, why don't I see it on there yet? No, keep going.
Let me load more here. This looks like older stuff.
That's older stuff. I don't know. It was just recently. You can see my limited edition. So if you scroll back down though. So if you scroll down, a little more, keep going. Right there to the left. Yeah. So you'll see this is part and parcel of what I've been working on.
All right, guys, I'm super excited. We got our first limited edition. I just picked it up. We just had it made, our 75. Getting ready to meet Denny to go make an insert. Let's see what's happening. Denny!
What up, brother?
Man, what's up, brother? How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, bro. So listen to me. I got something really, really amazing that I'm getting ready to do. I used to build aquariums for celebrities, for everybody. Obviously, you helped me do it, right? But now we're doing something super special. We're making aquariums affordable for everybody.
That's right.
So I really want you to help me with this insert, design it and come up with something crazy unique.
That's what we do.
Let's do it. You ready to do this?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, so Denny was the guy that did all the props and built all the inserts on the TV
I
show.
was thinking he looked familiar.
Yeah, so he's still here in Vegas. So
All
we
right, so
worked
look,
out a
like I
deal.
said,
I'm still working with
I'm making
Denny.
Limited
Okay.
editions. This is going to be the first one of my Brett Raymer limited edition. This is going to be a 75-gallon aquarium. So it's not going to be super expensive. It's going to be something that everybody can afford. But I want to do something super unique, right? People have a hard time sometimes with our inserts because they say that they're always stuck inside the aquarium. So what I want to do is I want to design something that we can actually take apart, that goes back together really easy, and people can actually spray, power wash it, clean it, and then put it back in. So the whole goal today is to really design something that's going to be easy and efficient for people.
My first glance at this, I see the overflow in the back there. I think we should come off the wall, do something that maybe wraps around that.
Let's take the plastic off real quick, and let's just kind of make it a little bit easier that we could show people what's going on here.
So what I think is we should go probably 12 to 16 inches, wrap around the overflow.
Okay.
A lot of arches, a lot of caves, a lot of dense coral. Because in my experience, fish like places to hide.
Right.
They want to be comfortable with each other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So if we do that, maybe bring top coral to about here.
Okay.
Make it full, lots of color, lots of sculpted coral as well as casted coral.
Remember, most important to me is to make sure that obviously, one, it looks realistic, and two, that it doesn't just sit flat. I want it to kind of fill a little bit of the area here, fill a little bit of the area there. And, if we have any overflow pipes or anything, I want to have those covered as well. All right. So remember, Denny, this is my first limited edition. Okay. So this thing's got to be super special.
So
We'll
does
always do this
the
No
insert
pressure.
come
No
with the
pressure
To you,
tank?
I promise.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
you're going to be
there.
able to get the
It's gonna
tank
All right, everybody,
fully
I'm super
loaded.
excited after talking with you. We're going to have something super
It comes to your
amazing
house pretty
designed.
much ready to go. Like you literally can fill it up. The filtration, it all comes as one. You'll be able to buy things individually and separate if you want. But the most part, I'm going to have like a numbered limited edition set. So like we're going to do like 50 or 100 of this one aquarium. They're all going to be numbered. They're all going to have my aquarium, my insert, my filtration system. And they basically show up at your house. So whenever you order them and you set them up and they're ready to go.
Well, is it just going to be salt related, or are you going to do one for salt and fresh?
So right now we have a saltwater insert and we're working on a freshwater themed one as well. We're going to probably launch with just the saltwater first,
Right.
and then the freshwater will follow behind it. But you'll be able to get them in a couple of different sizes. So we're probably going to do them they're going to be 4 feet by 2 foot by 2 foot and 4 foot by 18 inches by 2 foot tall. So they're not going to be, super huge. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to text you a photo.
Okay.
So you hold on. Let me.
Uh-oh. Probably trying to do the phone, mine's going to do the same thing. It's going to pop over to a bad view of my camera when I pull it off of the camera. But in the meanwhile, while he's doing that, let me go ahead and say good morning to who we have in here to see Brett this morning. I'm not going to be able to go all the way back, but we've got Jenna P., My Fish Tanks Aquatics, Moss Fish Gal, Miss Lori, Neno.
All right, you should have some photos coming to you right now to your phone.
Okay, they not here yet, but they're working on it. Saying good morning to those that are in chat. Let's see, Scruffy City Aquatics, Aquatic Moose, Greg 3G Silver Aquatics, Jennifer Weaver, Eduardo. Lady Warshik, good morning. And Richard Reynolds, good morning. And Dennis, good morning. And Bigfoot Fish Tanks, good morning. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. I didn't go all the way back to the top. Just go ahead and say hi again, and I'll get you, throw it out there. All right, let me see. My phone may go my camera may go real like fuzzy for a minute, but
I'll keep them entertained.
okay. Yeah, I thought it would. Okay. Let's see. Save to piece of media. And then.
Yeah.
How is she doing? How's Glenna doing?
She's doing good.
Tell her I said hi.
I will. I will. She's just waking up.
Yeah.
She's we bought a new house.
Okay. So
we get the keys this morning.
Oh wow. Oh fun. So when I talked to you last time, y'all were getting a new house. So is this another new house or is this
yeah, so the house that we moved into after I sold my house was a rental.
Yeah.
We rented a house on the golf course. This one we bought.
Okay, okay. All right. Gmail. All right, they should be on their way to my email.
Yeah, I should have sent them to you before. You can blame me.
That's okay. No. Hey, we figure it out.
I thought I had 2 hours.
I know. I'm sorry. I thought you were only an hour behind me instead of 2 hours.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
That's right.
It's 7. People know it's 7 a.m. in Vegas, so it's okay, guys. I'm usually in like my last REM at this point. I got my Diet Coke though. We're good.
There you go. There you go. I left my coffee in the microwave. I'll have to get it on break. All right, let's see. Me. Download. And then
So I sent you 2 photos, one of the actual filtration system with my new logo, and then I sent you the aquarium photo of the limited edition. So we literally just got the filtration system finished after, a lot of long design days, working together, working with we partnered up with Bashy Aquatics out of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know Steve Bashy for 20 plus years, and we've always wanted to work together. And we knew when the time was right. We've definitely done projects over the years together, but, I wanted something that was going to be, super superior to everybody else. And I wanted something that was going to match, my brand, and something that was going to be able to be utilized for a good size aquarium. Right. So at the end of the day, we created, this all-in-one for Salta Fresh. And then it's going to go inside of one of my limited editions. Well, all of my limited editions, but it's going to go into the first one, which, you'll be able to see, which is a 90 gallon.
What is it? You said it's equivalent to a 90 gallon?
Yeah, it's going to be a 90 gallon.
Okay. And the other size was like equivalent to a 55?
75. Yeah, we're going to have 4 to 5 different sizes. We're going to have a 125, a 95, I believe a 75, a 65, and maybe 4 sizes.
Okay. All right, here we go.
All right, so if you can, I don't know if you can zoom in. I'm sure you probably, yeah, there you go. All right, so if you look on the left side where the blue cap is, our left, correct, okay. That's the actual bag filter right there. So the water comes through, there's your drain right there. Okay. The bulkhead up above that is your drain. And then actually, yeah, right there, that's your bulkhead right there. That's your drain. Okay. So your drain pipe will come through there, drain into there, and then that has like a slide that slides it into the bag.
Okay.
And then from the bag, it'll go into the main large sump where your protein skimmer and your right next to that is your bio chamber, your bioreactor right there. And then from there, it'll go into, it has more filter, actually up above that. Where the filter, there's filter media, and there's filter media in there. I forget what they call, like the coarse media. And then the water goes through there, which then will go into the little blue box where your submersible pump sits. And then there's a grommet for your hose to go up through. There's probe holders right there. There's also we also have probe holders on the inside, a heater holder on the inside. So basically, this is the all-in-one, and each one of
Yeah.
the skimmer and the bioreactor come with their own pumps.
Okay.
And that's how the unit comes, just like that, as an all-in-one.
And can you
That's my
see
new
through
logo.
this?
Yeah, that's my new logo. My BR Design Group.
It looks almost like the angelfish, but with a long tail.
Yeah, no, it's a big old shark fin.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
with
can
the
see that too.
shark fin with the wave.
Yep.
But and then what we did is that's laser etched into the side of every single one of our products. And if you look at the top on the right is our logo, and then there's on the left is Bashy Aquatics.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much and then Bashy's down at the bottom on the right. But that's going to be the all-in-one that we're going to be selling. And like I said, if you order with fresh water, it comes with no protein skimmer.
Okay. So
And it'll just come. You could have 1 or 2 bio chambers depending on how big your aquarium is.
Okay.
And
Are
we're going to be selling.
Come in different sizes, or that's the?
No, that's going to be the. I mean, we can custom fab them, but for the most part, that one can run the whole limited edition line, all the way from the 55 up to the 125.
Okay.
Nope, very easily. And we want to make sure that we overfiltrate a little bit, just to make sure that we never have any problems.
Yeah.
So, and you can buy the system separately. I mean, if you love the system and you want to utilize it for, your own aquarium, you're tired, you want to get rid of your sump that you're having now, and you got a beat up old skimmer, and you're looking to utilize some new technology, and this is something that's easy in, easy out.
Yeah. Now, well, how is it going to be about buying like extra parts for this when you do need to?
No problem. Whatever you need, you'll be able to order through us. You'll be able to just shoot us an email, or we'll have them on our site. So my new site is almost finished.
Okay.
I'll tell you a little bit about my new site. So my new site is so there's going to be 2 different cabinet styles that you're going to be able to get in 2 colors, white and black.
Okay.
That one's the fancier style with the nicer crown molding.
Okay.
With the raised panel doors, but also that coral insert, like you said, that insert comes apart completely. You can literally, in one of my TikTok videos, you can see I took it apart and put it back together, all with under a minute.
Okay.
So it's also, you can power wash it as many times as you want, clear coat it. It's clear coated. It looks really, really good, and it fills the tank quite nicely. So we're still, I just finished hopefully we're going to have a couple of different companies that we're working with right now on the lighting and the pumps. It's not going to be my own brand lighting and my own brand pump. I'm going to use somebody in the marketplace, but we're working that deal out right now, and hopefully we should have that finished. But this is really the first pictures of really the 2 items that anyone's really seeing other than what I put out on TikTok. So this is what's going to launch with my new website, which is all underwater based. So you'll be able to buy aquariums, swimming pool windows, all the things that I used to do are accessible along with my consulting services. But also what's going to happen is I have an underwater art gallery. Wow. So the friends, the people that I would bring to Slap It On, Laura and Rich that you guys met, are avid underwater divers. They've been diving for like 30 years. And they have terabytes of footage that they've been sitting on that literally they have not really shared with the world, because they just, I don't know, they just have them just sitting, they just, people, you take pictures and they just kind of sit, unless you really are active doing something with them. So, they're pharmaceutical reps. They do it as a hobby, and and now that they're retired, he does it all the time. Well, at least a couple times a year. He goes to travel. So they take like the little planes to the boats, to the, to the little buses in the jungle, and they go dive in places where, nobody ever goes.
Yeah.
And they have the most amazing footage. So I work with a printer in Vegas that's a really good buddy of mine. He prints on acrylic, he prints on canvas, he prints on wood, he prints on metal. And what we're in the process of doing is taking all of their images, which are thousands of images, everything from saltwater to freshwater to you name it, they have it. And what they're doing is you're going to be able to take it and pick which images you like, and then pick the style of print, and then print on any one of the metals, the woods, the canvas, and have it shipped to your house. So that's going to be, then we're also giving other artists a platform to put their and it's all only going to be underwater. So it'll be, you know, underwater or reptiles or just animal based, but, you know, in our genre.
Okay. Do you have any reptiles?
And that's part of the, what is that?
Do you have any reptiles like anymore?
No.
You don't have the turtles anymore because you had to leave the
We do.
pod.
So I'm going to tell you an amazing story, right? About 5 or 6 months ago, Melinda and I are going to Costco. And we walk in out of Costco, and she's like, "Oh my God, look!" And we both looked down at the same time, and she saw a little baby Texas tortoise, and it was the size of a quarter.
Yes.
And it was in the parking lot of Costco.
What?
Yeah, in the parking lot. Literally, we look down, walking back to our car, and we see this little tiny guy, like a quarter size. So Melinda, you know, picks him up. She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we found this little tortoise." I don't know. She starts reading on. She starts reading on it. We can't identify it at first because he's so little. But we think it's this kind of tortoise. But eventually, we find out it's a Texas tortoise. So she builds him this little habitat, and she's been like meal prepping for the turtle every day. So the turtle went from being like the size of a quarter, and now he's like the size of, like, I would say he's probably, you know, maybe that big round. Yeah. Like an egg, like an egg, like the size of an egg now. And yeah, his name is Kirkland Costco. So yeah, now, so we got a turtle named Kirkland.
There you go. Tortoises normally live a long time, do they not?
Oh yeah, this guy's gonna outlive us for sure, and maybe even our kids.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
At the reptile show I went to in Dallas a few weeks ago, and I mean they had the albinos, they had several different kinds, but and I want one, but then you got to think, okay, well they are gonna live, so you're gonna have to like put it in your will who gets that turtle next.
Yeah, I know. This guy's pretty cool though. He likes you stick his neck out, you rub his neck, you like moves it around. He's like, rub me. Yeah. Like lifts his neck up. He's pretty cool, you know. And he's spoiled now. Like Melinda spoiled him. She's feeding him like the juicy strawberries, giving him all like the good old food. And now he's out all the time, like looking for food. He's like, feed me.
Yeah. They eat all kinds of things.
Yeah, they eat grass, and she's got him eating like mustard greens. I don't know. She's got him eating all kinds of stuff. Like she just started looking it up. The turtle eats better than me, I'll tell you that much. Who meal preps? I can't even get her to prep a meal for dinner the night before. She meal preps for the turtle like 12 days in a row. I walk in, so like right after we get the turtle, like 2 days after we get the turtle, I look in my refrigerator and I go into like the bins where you pull out like your produce is, and like there's like it's lined up like days of the week, everything's labeled, like it's all nice, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe, like 5 years we're together, I can't get a homemade meal, but the turtle, brand new, he gets meal preps.
I love it. I'm the same way. I don't cook, but my frogs, they living high on the hog.
I bet they are.
For sure. Okay, well, let's see. Back to the tanks. I had the something pulled up a second ago, and I brought it back down. The pictures. What other pictures? No. I don't remember what I had pulled up.
Oh, the picture I sent you?
No, we were looking at that, but I had pulled something else up. Window. Oh, the TikTok, the the insert.
Yep. Yeah, so here you go. Yep, this is
part that you're going to be able to clean and power wash. It's really simple. Comes apart in a few different pieces.
There you
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
That's
and
awesome.
There you have it. Easily to assemble back together. Basically take it like this, back like that. Take their overhang. Oh, take their overhang piece.
Now, how do they clip in like that?
So they have like little cups that we made at the bottom, and they have color coded, and they kind of just sit
Boom, connected.
in like
Come on,
little
less than 1
piece
minute.
that it kind of rests in, and it sits over, and they kind of like stay.
Hey,
It
what's up,
stays
everybody?
sturdy, so they're not really like clipped. They just kind of like put together, but they held together by these little like cups.
Okay.
And then you just pull them apart.
I mean, it looks pretty simple to do. Now, y'all had to make them that certain size because of y'all don't have
Openings.
open lids. Y'all have squares cut in the tops, correct?
Correct. And they all obviously have to fit through each one of those squares.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So it looks really good. It fills the aquarium, a lot of hiding spaces for fish. And we're working on a freshwater one right now that we're gonna do with, like plants and logs and different kinds of rocks and make it really cool looking. And then people will be able to order them, just all in ones. And if they want to order them, with the insert, they can order them with the insert. They want to order them without the insert, they can order them without the insert. But my limited editions will be coming complete. So, people will be able to order the products separately. But the full complete unit with all of my stuff as one and numbered with my signature with the name on it will be coming. Those will be the ones that'll be numbered.
So when you're thinking about the freshwater background, what do you have in mind for it?
Just like I said, some cool looking rock,
Okay.
rock sculpture. Maybe some plant texture on the wall. We'll definitely probably do some kind of logs and some branches, and make it very freshwatery theme, kind of cool looking.
Yeah. Well, do you plan on expanding from that and doing inserts for, say, reptile cages and bioactive enclosures?
My company, the company I work with in Denny, I could design anything for anyone. I'm not really trying to get back to where I was, right?
Okay.
So you got to remember, I'm 53.
Right.
I was in the aquarium business since 1994.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
that's a really, really, really long time. So
I was 14.
I worked, yeah, I worked really hard. I worked really hard. I did the TV show and all that it was great. But what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to create something that's a little bit different where I'm not going to be taking on every single job that comes through the door. I'm trying to focus
passive income.
Yeah, I want to focus on like the limited things that I can do that aren't going to take like forever, right? At the end of the day, the limited editions, once you're ordered, you'll get it quick. Whereas I could build a custom aquarium, it could take 25 weeks, 28 weeks. It just depended on the time frame, and the projects take a lot. And don't get me wrong, I'm still going to do projects. We're still going to do projects. We're going to pick and choose. We're going to do what we can.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have my own business anymore. I don't want to have a factory anymore. I don't want to be the manufacturer. I'm working hand in hand with I call them strategic partners.
Yes.
And, you work hand in hand with your strategic partners. I have a manufacturing facility here in Vegas that a buddy of mine owns. I also have one in Houston. I also work well with the guys in Dallas for my glass product. And, when you're able to have strategic partners and you work well with them with pricing, you're able to make a deal that you don't have to anymore, open up your own facility and be competition. You guys could be strategic partners together, and it's a win-win for everybody.
And no doubt. Now, there's a question from chat. They want to know, how sturdy is the insert? Could a good size cichlid knock it free?
No. And if you look at, I think in one of the videos, you can actually see I take the whole piece and I kind of give it a good shake. But definitely a cichlid would knock that over, because it is pretty much almost locked in place, but not really locked.
Yeah.
I would call it more like wedged in place.
So was it made out of, is it glass or is it acrylic?
So we're going to do both. We're going to have both. We're going to have glass and acrylic. So our acrylic line will be called like the Atlantis, and our glass line will be called like the Neptune.
Okay. Now, what do you prefer?
I It doesn't really matter to me. You know, I prefer acrylic only for what I'm doing because of the clarity of acrylic versus glass. You know, acrylic is clearer, lighter, stronger. You know, you could do more with acrylic, buff it, sand it, polish it. You know, glass has come a long way, but glass still has a glare. Glass still can scratch. You know, I mean, they can repair light scratches in glass these days, but
Right.
still, if you give a deep scratch, you know, your tank's pretty much done. Glass is put together with silicone, where, you know, acrylic is chemically welded together. You know, glass is really not 100% visible. It's probably only about 80% visible because of the glare.
You know,
So there's a lot of
I
different.
didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah,
that
if you
acrylic
can
was
look it up. I
not
don't know what the
glare.
exact. I don't know how much it's changed, but I remember it used to be like, you know, acrylic's like 98% clear, and
Right.
glass was like 80% or 70 something percent or somewhere in that
Wow.
because glass. And like I said, this is back in the day. You know, glass has changed a lot over the years.
Yeah.
But acrylic is you're going to be able to see the difference between glass and acrylic for sure.
I'll be dadgum. I always thought that you didn't want to go acrylic because once it got scratched up, or when you clean, you got to be real careful. And then once it does get scratched up, it's like really hard to buff it out unless
So, you know,
you're in that
here's the
industry.
thing what I used to tell people, right? So if you're, you know, if you're definitely true, the fact that acrylic is easier to scratch. But what I
Yeah.
tell people, it's kind of like having a car. Like if you have your car and you're wiping your car with a rag and you have sand in it, you're going to scratch your car. I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah.
So what I tell people to do is clean your aquariums, you know, use the right tools. Don't use the same scrubbing pad. Always use a different pad, you know, constantly swip out. We used to use filter floss. I literally used to just take filter floss and we would put filter floss on a scrubby and hit the filter floss and we, you know, scrub the aquarium, take the filter floss off, throw the filter floss away, get a nice piece of, you know, dense filter floss. And let me dismiss my alarm. See, now my alarm for me to get up is getting ready to go off. Let me dismiss that. Come in. My dog running around. So yeah, like I said, you know, acrylic is lighter, clearer than glass. You can do more with it. It light shines through acrylic better. That's why they use like airplane windows and, you know, helicopter windows. They're all made out of acrylic.
I didn't
Right.
know that.
Yeah. So just because of the clarity. But a long time ago, the company that Wade used to work for used to make helicopter windows.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just amazing what you find out everybody does. I mean, it's crazy to learn how.
Yeah, you can.
Builds.
You know what? Why don't you do this? Why don't you just pull it up on screen real quick? Just pull up acrylic versus glass.
All right.
And let's see what it says. Let's do a little.
All right.
A little Google or whatever you use.
Yeah. We Google it. Wow, I'm pulling this up. There's a question asked of they said, dare I ask, how much will these tanks cost?
Well, the tanks themselves will range, you know, probably between 900 and 1,500 for just the aquariums themselves. The all-inclusive package will probably range somewhere between 7,000 and 9,000, depending on which aquarium you get. And remember, that's fully loaded, you know, pumps, filtration, sand, insert, the whole nine, cabinetry work, tank. You know, you get the whole 9 yards. So we're working on pricing right now. Like I said, I haven't solidified the pump, the plumbing, and the lighting yet. But depending on what package and whether you get glass or acrylic, it's all going to vary. But that's the kind of ranges we're looking at. You know, between fully loaded between 5 and 10 grand. The aquariums between probably 900 and 1,500. Just the aquariums only.
Not bad.
Was that bad for an LOL dare? I mean, because people, right? I think people were like worried that they were going to be like super exuberant, but I'm trying to really keep them within reason. Obviously, that people have to realize the inserts are handmade. We make every one of those by hand. So this is not my filtration system. It's top of the line. I'm still not going to, even though I'm making an aquarium that's going to be smaller and a lot less expensive, it's still going to bear my brand, my the quality of what we've done.
Right. So
all right, what do we find out?
Transmits more light than glass. Up to 92% of visible light is transmitted through acrylic. Mineral glass transmits 80 to 90%, depending on the type of glass and the manufacturer.
Okay.
So let's see. Acrylic is 92%, and glass is between 80 and 90.
Yeah, so you see, acrylic is clearer. Like I said, acrylic is stronger. If you scratch it, you can repair it. I mean, there's just a lot of things about acrylic that we've liked over the years that we've used acrylic for. You also too is size, right? You can't make glass and acrylic the same size for an aquarium. When we do with every single big window that you see that has water on it in a public aquarium is acrylic.
Right.
So, and it's acrylic because of the pressure, because of the flexibility, because of the strength. Glass, you can never do that with glass. Glass, you're limited to what you can make.
Yeah, like because the thick. Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine one of those big tanks made out of glass and the weight of that sucker.
How heavy? Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So
and that's the other reason too is I want to keep everything down below a 125 because imagine getting a 125 glass to your house, right? It's still heavy. It's still a heavy aquarium. So, we're trying to keep it within reason. We're trying to make it, I would say friendly, affordable. It's definitely probably not affordable for everyone, but I call it friendly affordable, where we try to make it so that it'll be definitely way more within reach than a custom aquarium.
Right. Well, it sounds exciting. I can't wait to see what the freshwater insert looks like.
Yeah, and we'll eventually get one out to Aquashella. Like once we start producing them, I'll have them out at Aquashella. We'll start bringing them on the road, showing them at conventions, going, seeing people, building the brand. That's kind of the goal. Yeah. But like I said, I have a new website being built. That's so amazing. When people see this website that we've put together, they're just going to be blown away. Like the training platform is in there.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll be ready shortly, but you're going to be able to sign up for the training platform. We're going to be offering, it's a $500 course that we're going to be offering for $19.97. And you'll be able to pre-sign up for it. When we launch it, we're going to probably launch it for $99. So you save a ton of money if you buy it right away. But we'll have the pre-sales out when the website launches and people will be able to just log on. If they don't want to pay right there to get in, they could just sign up anyway, and then we'll alert them when we're actually getting ready to launch.
Now, what is the course?
Okay, so if you back to maybe some of my, maybe we can pull it up. I'm trying to think where I might be able to pull it up on. Can you pull me up on Facebook?
Yep.
Let's see if we can get Brett Raymer tanked on Facebook.
Can do that. All right. It's taking a minute to find. All right, here we go. Brett Raymer tanked.
Tanked, yeah, it's my business page, not my personal.
All right.
All right, so there's the new logo. Okay, if you scroll down and kind of like look through I posted it about, I don't know, not too long ago. If you just scroll through keep scrolling. That's one of the ovens that we're going to be using. There you go, right there. that picture? Is there a video there?
This one?
Is there a video there? Yeah. No.
No video.
No video.
No video.
Okay. All right. So scroll when you see that picture again. Let's see if we see that picture again somewhere. Keep going. Keep going. No. Keep going. Yeah. Keep scrolling. These are some of the TikToks. Man, maybe it's not on there. I don't know. I thought it was on there. I could have sworn that it was on that video. Yeah, maybe. Just keep going. No, you know what? It's not on there. I don't know why. It should have been on there. Okay. Let's see. What about maybe? Would it be on Instagram?
Instagram? I can do Instagram.
Yeah, try Instagram. I don't know. I know it's somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we put it on TikTok because maybe it's on TikTok too. But it wouldn't have been long enough to be on TikTok. It's like a 1-minute video, and it basically tells you everything that we're doing.
Is it now? What is it on TikTok? Brett Raymer.
Yeah. Try the same TikTok that you were on before, Brett Raymer. See if we can find it. Oh, Instagram. Yeah, it's Brett Raymer. I mean. Yeah, I would have sent you all this. Next time, I'm gonna send you a whole drove of stuff beforehand, so you have beforehand, so you have it all.
We're good. It seems like this time of year, I'm just running to just try to catch up nonstop. All right, we got. Let's see. Let me pull this one up. All right, there.
Keep scrolling. A lot of food pics. I have a new restaurant in Vegas. If anyone comes to Vegas and they want to see me, so I celebrity chef at my restaurant. Yeah, you know what? I did a terrible job promoting this. I haven't really even pushed it. I still have the video. Nah, I don't think it's on there either. Scroll back up to the top real quick. Let's see.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't. It's not there.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll have to send it to you another.
Okay.
Yeah.
No biggie. Do you run your own social media? That's what is being asked.
Well, I do. I do some of it. I don't do my TikTok. I do my Facebook. I do like the old folk stuff. You know, I let the young guns handle the other stuff.
My dad still calls Facebook.
Yeah, like I said, we just got back from Atlanta, and I told you I went. You're gonna see it on George's on his YouTube channel.
Yep.
We went and I took George back to. So one of the things, you know, people talked about our aquariums, right? They talked about me like as if if my aquarium, you know, pulled out a bulkhead and killed all the fish. It's just funny because I'm just making jokes because the aquariums don't kill fish. People kill fish, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, I can build you the greatest aquarium, but if you don't have someone that knows how to take care of it correctly, you're not going to have a successful aquarium. So
I mean, unless you get a fish that runs up a backflow or something like that, it's trying to kill itself. But otherwise, no. Yes, people kill them.
What I did is I took George. I invited him to Atlanta to see some of the old aquariums that I built 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and to just see how they're still doing. Ones that we did on the show.
Yeah.
And we went back and did like a revisit.
Okay.
And we went back and saw a 3,000 gallon. We went back and saw a 2,000 gallon. He went and saw a 150 gallon with a bunch of snake tanks that we built. So he also got to see another aquarium that was inspired by the television show. It was a bowling themed aquarium. So you're going to be able to see all this, like I said, on his YouTube channel. Yeah. So we went back and I wanted to show people that, you know, I have an amazing company that I've been working with since there's still fish in there from the time that the show aired. 10 years later, half the fish that are populated in these aquariums are still from the TV show.
Cool. Like, did you get to go back to any of the ones that were with the bigger people, with the
Celebrities?
Celebrities, yeah.
So he got to go back and see one celebrity house. We got to go back and see Dwight Howard's house.
Okay.
So, you know, like I said, you'll be able to see the snake cages. You'll be able to see everything, you know, and I also did a sit down interview with them as well. And, you know, we got down in deep. You know, he asked me, I told him I'm open book. Ask me whatever questions you want. Same thing to your fans. You know, you guys could ask me any questions you want. Doesn't matter. I can take criticism. It's not, you know, I could handle myself. I've been doing this a really long time. And I know what we've done.
Right.
And, you know, I know what my show has done for the industry, you know. You know, George and I talk about it all the time. A lot of the people that I talk about at Aquashell all the time, you know, I'm 53 and some of these kids are 25, 23, 28. You know, they've been 2011. These guys were 13, 12, you know. Right. What were they doing then? They were watching me on TV and learning about everything and, you know, doing all. And it's so amazing because you're able to just watch the growth and see all the people and see the, you know, how that they're taking it on and continuing growing with the hobby. I wanted to make the hobby fun. You know, that was the whole goal when we created Tank, was to make the hobby fun.
All of the new people that you brought into the aquarium through it.
That was what we wanted to do. We wanted to bring all these, because you know what, we used to be part of the dog and cat show, and I used to sit there and go, wait, how cool would it be if we were able to have our own convention one day? You know, all these people would be fish people and not dog and cat people. And I go, he'd be like, yeah, that'd be great, but the hobby's not big enough. And I used to be like, dude, we can make this hobby big. We can make this hobby big, man. I'm telling you, we can make it big. We just got to make it fun.
Yes.
And we used to talk about it all the time. And then that's when I was watching Orange County Choppers one day, and that's when I had the idea of creating the TV show. And then I just kind of sat down and started figuring out a way to make a television show. And we created it. And, you know, I mean, we shot 100. Think about this. We shot 156 episodes. That's more than Friends. You know, being fish guys, we're fish guys, and we shot 156 episodes.
And they still do replays
every day. I mean, 12 to 2 every day. They rerun it 7 days a week. Marathons on holidays. Marathons on the weekends. So,
and do y'all still get reruns?
Oh, I wish. I wish. If I was getting paid on reruns, I probably wouldn't be making limited editions.
Yeah. They're still getting paid, though.
Yeah, I'm still doing all right. You know, like I said, the show being aired out there gives me more brand exposure, which in turn still keeps the brand going. Social keeps the brand going. You know, I only started my TikTok 3.5 months ago, and I got like almost 100,000 followers already. So, you know, we're doing, you know, what we do, and we're trying to just keep moving along and just keep building the brand. And, you know, we're going to launch this training platform. And when it launches, it's going to keep more people in the hobby because they're going to be well educated.
Yeah. And I know that, I mean, even with Tank still being just the reruns, and then those that have seen all of them, you know, we do want to see new, but that's not even an option. So
no, well, it might not be an option. So I'm gonna give you a little snippet of information right now.
Okay.
I am in the process of shooting a pilot it's not started yet. We're in the negotiation. We already negotiated. We signed the deal.
Okay.
And we haven't decided on when we're shooting yet, but it's sometime in April. And what we're gonna do is, if I ever shot a show by myself, like a same kind of concept, people would say, what's it going to look like? Right? Because there's no family, there's no Wade, there's no Heather, there's no Redneck.
Right.
But can Brett Raymer and a celebrity or a new person hold a show and make it still what Tanked was? Right? So that's what we're going to that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a pilot. I got somebody to fund it.
Okay.
We're going to create a pilot. and we're going to see if we can make a really, really fun pilot that does everything that Tank did.
Right. And I got faith in you. I think you can. And I'll
I
be
think I
part of
can.
it anytime you would like.
There you go. All right. Sounds good. That sounds good.
So, oh my God, that's exciting. That's exciting. I can't.
Yeah, I got a lot of, I've been out of the fish world since 2019. So we're going on 4 years that I've left the fish world completely, other than being a spectator, or other than being, you know, at a convention, or kind of just planning stuff. But it's taken me this long to build this limited edition, to design the filtration line, to put the website together, to put everything in motion, to put the distribution together. Like, people don't realize how much work. And then on top of that, you know, I do brand management for an animal supplement company. Melinda and I, we work for a company called Animal Necessity.
Okay.
So if you guys love your dogs and your cats, go check out animalnecessity.com. You guys will love their products. Make sure you guys get your dog's eyes checked. It's extremely important, because your dogs can get cataracts from bad diet. And this company leads the marketplace in eye health. And they make an amazing supplement for your dog's eyes called AquaGlow.
You said it's called Animal Necessity?
Animal Necessity is the name of the company, and the product that they are most well known for is AquaGlow. And so Melinda and I work with this company, you know, doing brand management for them. We do our own brand management. I have a restaurant in Vegas that opened a year ago.
Do you still have the donut shop?
No, I got rid of the donut shops. The donut shops kind of went away in 2018.
Okay.
But I got back into the food business last year, and I opened up an Italian restaurant that I cook at like 4 nights a week. And you have to see the people that come in there that are big fan. Yeah, that's AquaGlow for human. They have a human version, because so many people are, you know, their eyes are damaged by blue light from screens. But here's for the animals right here. This product is amazing. And it's a supplement that you give to your dog, your cat, to prevent them from, you know, can't really say it prevents, but it helps care for their eyes.
It's like, it's just like vitamins. I mean,
it's a vitamin, but it has lutein, and it has a lot of marigold extract. It has a lot of different things in it that prevent, you know, disease and different things from, I can't really say it. It prevents, I guess you'd say it prevents, or helps it. You know, it's just like any supplement. It slows down the process of it happening, I guess, is what we could say.
Right. Or maybe it not make it as bad in the end.
Correct. So, you know, there's certain things that you're not allowed to say, but let me tell you, this product is amazing product. You know, our dogs are on it. One of our dogs had lenticular sclerosis. And we can say that when we given it to her, we've actually seen the cloudiness just stop in its tracks.
Awesome.
You know, so a lot of people don't really ever get their dog's eyes checked. Yeah. So they have a new campaign on there. If you go to their social, not you, but if people go to their social, they can check out and post if they get their dog's eyes checked, and they'll send free samples, et cetera, et cetera.
So they even do like calming.
Yeah, they have calming product. They have a joint guard. They have they do it for horses,
seasonal
for dogs.
Allergies.
But the cool thing about this company is they do a lot of these products for zoos and aquariums. So anytime you buy a bottle here, they'll donate another product back to a zoo and aquarium.
That's sweet.
They have like a red panda bear. They have a orca. They have a whole bunch of different animals on their CBD products now.
Is that what that is?
Right there? Yeah. So you can see that right, that blackfin hemp. Yeah, that's their newest CBD product. And if you're familiar with the artist Romero Brito, he actually did their box. Okay. So if you look at their box, you can even look up Romero Brito, and you'll see the work that he does, and you'll know who he is as soon as you see him. Okay.
Brett, this is Alex. This is a really good friend of mine.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Help me co-host today. He does our fishery that we do on the second half of the show. He's our smart guy.
I'm the nerd.
That's right. We need at least one smart guy on the call.
Definitely.
Well, I've definitely been a fan of your show and your work for a long time. When I was a teenager, I think the show started when I was late teenage years, and I had like 2 tanks. That's all I could have at the time, but man, made me dream big.
Hey, that was the whole goal, right? The whole goal is to make people dream big and have a lot of fun in the hobby, and keep you in the hobby, and wanting you to, hey, I want to get an aquarium. That was the kind of goal that we wanted. We wanted everybody to run out and be like, oh my God, look what these guys did. That's so amazing. We want to do something like that. So that was the whole goal.
Well, and I think it's cool, like, speaking as someone who's worked doing aquascapes for like rich people. I live up in Seattle, so we have quite a few tech people that have money to spend on tanks and stuff. But I think it's also cool to set the bar a little bit high, like you guys did with theme tanks, or just like whatever, even just like a Takashi Amano style tank. But putting the idea in people's head that that's a luxury item that's maybe money better spent than on, like, I don't know, a watch or something.
Artwork.
Yeah.
Right. So we called our aquariums living art, is what we called them. And, like one of the things I know my buddies out in LA from Infinity Aquariums, Nick and Joe, those guys always give us credit for making the world know that there's an aquarium above $100,000, right? At the end of the day, people wouldn't be like $100,000 for an aquarium. What the heck is that? I'm going to go spend this on a Dolly or a Da Vinci or a sculptor or something else. Right. And then we would try to convince them. And, I was banging $100,000 aquariums out like they were no problem, because people would start calling up. And it wasn't just, we were doing it before the show. It's just that it was very far and few between. Once the show came out and it came out to the masses, and people started realizing, like, look, I could have these living fish to my kids, and we can watch, as opposed to just putting up this picture that's going to give us no joy and no happiness. They really started migrating towards that. So yeah, I did see a lot of that once the show came out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. That, and the only thing that I hope we see more of personally, just maintenance wise and price and sustainability, is like freshwater tanks, because people, I don't think they realize just how beautiful some of the freshwater fish can be too, like, I love saltwater.
Freshwater's come a long way over the years, I mean, the whole hobby has, but especially freshwater with aquascaping and all the different things that they've been able to do. And I've seen it grow, and a lot of that also, I believe, stemmed from the excitement, people wanting to try. Oh, I don't like coral inserts, but I like the amazing kind of look that it gives the aquarium, but I want to do something like that in freshwater. Let me get these logs, and let me get these branches and these rocks and these little, this green moss, and let me see if I could create something kind of snazzy that makes that aquarium as fun as that aquarium I saw on Tank, and that kind of like started spurring all the little frags and all the little things that people started getting into. They started working, because in 2011, if you looked at what the frag business was, it was like two people that had 2 little tanks next to it, and they were barely selling them. People were still selling the large corals. They still had the big corals out. Everybody had, there really wasn't a lot of fragging going on at that time. And then it kind of started exploding with the aquascaping, right? It all started exploding. And then once my show went global, right? So I don't know if your fans know this, but my show aired in 190 countries in 35 different languages.
Wow.
So I don't know if you knew that, but so it doesn't matter where I go. I was in China, and people were coming from Norway going, "Oh my God, we love your show." Singapore, we love you, So the crazy thing, why they loved it so much too in other countries, is because we were voiced over. In most of the countries, we weren't dubbed. So when you're voiced over, they watch you so much more.
Yeah.
And the aquatic hobby outside of the United States is probably as big, if not bigger, in certain countries.
Right.
Oh, for
And
sure. Yeah. Germany and Singapore
exactly.
and Hong Kong.
Ex-
Yeah.
And Germany, our show was called the Aquarium Professors. That was the name of the show. And each country had a different name. In
Sure.
Brazil, it was Con agua esta cuello, water up to the neck. And
why do you have to have different names in different
it was just how they translated, you know, they didn't want to come with the word tanked because that might in different countries might mean something that, you know, we don't really, that didn't, the translatable thing of it
Okay.
might not been what they wanted. So they
making
made it
different somehow.
translatable. They made it the names translatable to what the people of that country would translate to.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And
You don't
that's
want
what
it
they
called
did.
like Dumpster Fire the Show or something, you know, because they
Exactly. And you know what's crazy
mistranslated
is
it.
people used to slide into my DMs all the time from other countries and start speaking languages to me, like from Greece and Germany. And they would go, and you know, I would always know it was good because like you'd see like bueno, or you'd see like grazie, or you'd see like something really good at the end. And I'd be like, okay, I don't know what this says, but I know it's really good because you see something kind of cool at the end, you know?
Yeah. So I was hoping to ask, you know, I've always loved a lot of the, you know, for instance, like the Deadliest Catch, when those shows started kind of coming out, where they show like a profession and like, you know, an art, a skill, a science, whatever you want to call it, but like that kind of reality TV, if you want to call it that, that whole genre. The thing that I always got tired of, but I totally understand, is like the skits and the running, like stuff like that. I was always like, I want to see more fish, but I'm a big nerd and I know I'm not the norm, you know? So I was just curious, like, how did all that unfold? Did you have to like write all that, or
no?
did
So what
they
happened
come
was,
to you,
so what happened was, is, you know, the show is broken. The show has a format. Every show has a format, right?
Totally.
You start in the beginning, you meet the client, you find out what the client wants. Once to find out what the client wants, you go back and build what the client wants. You have all your stuff in between. You go visit the client, you kind of do something cool with the client, and then you go back to the client's house, you do the install, you do the reveal, and then that's the format of the show, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So now that we know the format, they didn't tell us how to get to the end game.
Okay.
But they told us that you needed to paint that cup blue. However we made that cup blue was up to us.
Gotcha.
Right? No one,
you
there were no
have to have
scripted lines. All the funnies came from me. All the lines that you heard were me, you know, just being who I am on camera.
Yeah.
We would be ourselves, but there always had to be some direction. You know, like, because if you, otherwise it's just a free for all, right? They're on a money crunch, right? They're trying to get you. So at the end of the day, you know, we only had 43 minutes to shoot a show. Yeah. That's how long each episode was, 43 minutes. Wow. So we had to condense basically a build, fish facts, going to LA, traveling, everything that we did had to fit within that 43 minutes. So that's why, you know, we were limited. Hey, good. That's why we were limited to what we could show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, and it makes sense. It's, you know, like where I've seen in other shows and stuff where they like I had a few friends who were on like the Deadliest Catch, and that's not like a super skitty type show, I guess, but they still would say like, we need tension, like there needs to be some sort of conflict and then resolution to that. Like, Correct. What's the challenge of the episode? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Challenge. What's going to be and you know what's crazy is, look, I'm sure you've installed, everybody on this phone has has done a lot of aquarium work. You guys have installed aquariums. I'm sure you've hooked up a gazillion tanks in your lifetime.
Yep.
I don't gotta tell you. I don't gotta hold on 1 second. My TV goes on automatically in the morning. There we go. We shut it off. Okay. I don't gotta tell you guys. Things happen. You know, when there's water and there's plumbing and there's piping and there's other things happen. You don't have to create drama. You can set up an aquarium and that drama happens on its own.
It does. Yes.
Well, and that's what I remember specifically the episode that stuck out in my mind was, I think it was like jellyfish tank at some event where it was going to be one night, the build. And you were in like Miami or something, maybe.
They have the plug in the middle of the floor in the right spot. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, that is like the biggest nightmare in the world. Like from like having to set that up. Like that's just wild,
We've had a lot, and also here's the thing too that people need to remember. We created themed aquariums. We created it. No one, that wasn't a thing. When you're creating them, when you're making these one-offs on the fly, and you're doing them in the time frame that we need to do them because the next one is on board, and you got to film and you got to move. You got to remember how many moving parts and pieces go into just a regular setup.
Yeah.
Let alone a themed aquarium where you got props and you got pieces and woodwork and filtration and you got production and you got to film a show around it and you got fishing. And I mean, guys, it was just, a lot of moving parts to make a television show to like what we made. And that's why I always try to tell people, you needed to look at my show for the value of what the show was. We weren't on the Science Channel. I wasn't trying to bring you a fully scientific show. I was trying to bring you entertainment that had an educational value that made people's kids and families go, oh my God, I didn't know that about that fish. That's pretty cool. Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing. Did you know that about that fish? Wow, that's awesome. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to build excitement so that when they ran into your local fish store, that your local fish store was the expert who was the one that was going to tell you what to do. Now, mind you not, I didn't know that half the local fish stores didn't have a clue what they were doing. But so that's the reason why I created this training platform now that we're going to be launching here real soon. I took my 30 plus years of expertise and put it all into a platform to hopefully get all of my YouTube friends and everybody to tell people like, look, if you really want, because remember, I don't know, Jess, I don't know how many technical questions you answer to all of your fans, but I know somebody like George, who's got 1.3 million followers.
Right.
I know that he can't answer his questions to every single person that asks him a question.
Right.
And I bet you the next Million Man YouTuber can't answer all his questions. And you know what? That's probably, they want to answer them, but they got to keep making videos. They got to keep filming because most of them do it themselves. So we're going to work out deals with everybody to hopefully, I want to become like the official source of information for YouTubers, for everybody, where they can send their people comfortably knowing that they're going to get the right information and the right product choice, et cetera, et cetera. And that's, like, look, if you guys, it'll be like, hey, if you're looking to start a new freshwater aquarium or a saltwater aquarium, go to so-and-so and put in Jets 123. Yeah. And then they put in Jets 123, and then they're linked. They're your customer through our system, and anything that they purchase through our system, or they buy the program, our affiliates all get a piece of it, And I'm just looking to put the information out there. But the course, I spent $50,000 building it.
Yeah.
When you see it, you're going to realize why I spent all this money with all the interactivity and how much green screen work it took me to film. Because one of the things that we do, I'll give you an example, is you're going to be able to go on, and Alex, you're going to love this. What you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to go on, and I'm going to be like, hi, welcome to the training platform. How can I help you today? And you're going to have choices. And one of the choices is going to be, my fish is sick. And you're going to press it, and I'm going to go, man, I'm sorry to hear that you have sick fish. Well, maybe I can help. Let me ask you a couple of questions first. Does your fish have white dots on its body? Yeah. Does your fish have any slime coat? No. Does your fish have cloudy eye? No. Does your fish, how prevalent are the white dots? Are they very small? Are they all over your body? All over the body. Well, most likely you have ick. Would you
Yeah.
like me to show you? Would you like me to show you the medication right now? And then it says yes, boom, and then you could buy the medication right
That's
then and there. So
awesome.
I'm gonna diagnose, or at least try to diagnose,
Yeah.
what you have by asking you tons of questions. I've already shot all the answers to it, so it's green screen. So every time you pick it, it's me giving you the answer.
Yeah. Well,
Boy,
real
that's a
quick, Brett,
lot. That's a lot.
let's go to do our mid-morning break real quick and come back, and I want to talk more about your education process.
All right, you got it.
All right, you guys know what this is. We got about a 2-3 minute morning break here just to go get you some more coffee or whatever, and we will be back.
Sounds good.
What's going on, guys? This is Jason with Jadron Aquatics. Thanks for joining me. What the heck is that noise? Do you guys hear that? What the heck is that noise? I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd. I got 400 tanks in every room of my house. There's not a prayer in the world of me finding a spouse. I'm spilling water on the floor and all over the wall. No matter if it's carpet, I'm ruining it all. I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd. Scientific names just rolling out my mouth. I love cichlids from the north and plectals from the south. There's a whole lot of folks up in the fish fan. There's Corey and Bob and Jadron. I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd. Petco and Walmart, stop killing my fish. I'm tired of rescuing betas that are dying in a dish. Every employee, they just seem to be lost, selling Oscars with guppies, but at what cost? I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd. It's Saturday again, heading to the fish store. I'm addicted to fish, I need more and more. I keep buying more fish, and I don't have the room. I'll put them in the bathtub, let the buying resume. I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd. Doing water changes all day and night. I can't get the pH where it seems just right. I do 10, 20, or 30%. So many fish, they need to pay me rent. Fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd. Sucking up the watercraft going up my nose. I can't seem to stop making fish room videos. YouTube, I love you, but you ain't paying squat. Gotta keep a real job, don't like it a lot. I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd.
All right, we're coming back from mid-morning break, and okay, here we go. All right, there's Brett. Let me do this. There we go. All right, Alex will be back. There we go. Alex will be back in a minute. Okay, so you talked about this education program that you're setting up.
Correct.
What is it about? Like, if I wanted to sign up for it, what would I be learning?
Sure. So what we did is we broke it into categories, and we got it set up into so the categories are going to be freshwater, saltwater, living reef, and live planted. Those are the major categories that we have it broken down to.
Okay.
Then underneath that, there's subcategories. There's setup. There's I believe it's setup, like water chemistry, aquarium and maintenance, and troubleshooting and disease. And then you're able to go into each one of those and pick out like subcategories under setup. So if you have setup and you have like canister, you'll be able to like click on canister and it'll show you how to set up a canister. If you click on wet dry, it'll show you how to set up a wet dry. And then we go through all the process, everything from, we even went into fish store in Vegas to show you what not to look for, what to look for in a fish store, what not to look for in a fish store, what questions to ask in the fish store to find out if you're getting the right information, all the way to even before you buy a tank, right? You know, you want to know where you're going to put it. Not in front of a window. You know, you have to look for a space inside your house. Make sure that you have a level surface. You know, all of these things. Make sure your tank is level when you put it up. Put a level on it. You know, all these little minor things that we learn, the tricks of the trade. Having your cords hang down with a loop, right? So that when the water drips, it doesn't drip into your plugs. All these little minor tricks of the trade that I've learned over 30 years are all in this inclusive aquarium maintenance training platform. You know,
that's what I was looking for, is maintenance training program. So
correct.
If somebody wanted to go into that line of work, will this be like you get a certification at the end of it? No, so it's not. It's great that you said that, because we're going to have a program in that platform for businesses that want to learn how to become a maintenance program. And then, yes, for that program, they will get a certification. Where we're looking to do is, I'm looking for the guy that's the poor. Look, I don't want you, Jess, to go into, you're not going to learn much because you already know everything in my system, right? At the end of the day, you know, maybe there's a couple little of my tips that you might learn because I've been doing it so long, and you might be like, oh, well, you know, I didn't know. Just like we talked about glass and acrylic today, right? There was something that you didn't know. So you might find little tips like that, but you're going to know the basics of what is in my system. I'm looking for the hobbyist that is a newbie, right? That's scared to get into the hobby, that doesn't want to, that's had his friend who's like, man, forget about that fish hobby. I tried it and I failed. It was so hard. And, you know, the water was green and we had this mess and I just don't want to do it. Or I want to get the guy that's in the hobby right now, that his local fish store, he has a 50-gallon aquarium. His local fish store sold him a hang on the back aquarium, hang on the back filter. He's got green water right now. It's cloudy. He's not happy. He doesn't know what to do. He's pulling his hair out, and he wants to get into my system to be able to learn, how can I fix this? How can I correct this? And how can I move forward on becoming a better aquatic hobbyist, right? Because I really like it, and I'm so tired of getting misinformation that I need help. And look, I know there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but the way we skin the cat is we make you successful. And that's all we try to do, is make people successful with our. I really wanted to show you. Are you on WhatsApp at all or no? No, actually, I'm not on that one.
Okay, I was gonna send you the video through WhatsApp if I could find. Next, you know what we'll do? We'll save. I'll send it to you, and then you can post it if you want on your channel, and you can show everybody, hey, this is what Brett was talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have like an entry video, and it basically says, you know, are you tired of having a green aquarium? Are you sad when your friends come over? Are you embarrassed when your friends come over because your tank is green and nasty and has a foul smell? You know, are you miserable because you've tried so hard in the aquarium hobby, but yet it failed? Yeah. And then that's kind of like the opening. Right. And then, you know, it's like, well, guess what? You guys are in luck, because I've created the most inclusive aquarium maintenance training platform on the planet. We teach you how to maintain, and not only we teach you, we sell you the products while we're training you. So I don't give you a choice of 4 different gravel vacs. You get a choice of, this is the gravel vac that we recommend. These are the filters that we recommend. These are the products that we recommend. We don't really want to sell you 100 different products. We want to sell you the products that you're going to be successful on.
Brett, I was just curious if you've had much luck with the aquarium hardware, I guess, guys, understanding the worth of that placement in your videos and stuff. You know what I mean?
So that's great. That's an amazing question. And here's
just
what we
because
did.
I've noticed, like, they don't quite get the world the way, like, influencers of food, for instance, would realize, oh, our spatula or our mixer or whatever. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna try to change that. And the way I'm gonna change that, is by showing data, right? At the end of the day, what I'm gonna do is I pick the products that we like right now.
Yeah.
Not for monetary purposes. No one's paying me to be in my platform, right? I didn't go down that route yet. But what I will be doing is once we launch and I start selling, whoever's canister's on there, let's say it's Fluval. I'll just throw it out there, right? And I sell 1,000 Fluvals my first year in business. I now have leverage to go to Marineland, to go to, somebody else and say, look, what is it worth to you to sell 1,000 canisters and be exclusive to my training platform?
Totally.
And that's how we're looking at it. So we pulled a lot of brands that we're affiliated with now with the hopes of getting good margins. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're going to be looking for branding opportunities, within the platform through a lot of these larger companies. And hopefully we're going to be able to, get some of them to come to the forefront.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because there's all sorts of opportunities too with, other, be it the fish vendors, the plant vendors, the hardscape, all that stuff,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, totally, for sure. And, once people see the value of what the platform is, I know that people, just like the TV show, they're going to be knocking down the doors. People are calling us all the time. How do we get products on the show? How do we get, that's why we had the natural seawater guys, those guys was sand and seawater sponsors. Hey, every time you heard me say, I got my bag of, live natural seawater sand, and those guys were sponsors. They paid their products. Everything was free. It was given to the network. And I think over at some point, they might have even paid to been on the show. Because it did such wonders for their brand.
Yeah, sure.
Of course. So did you handle all of that, or did Animal Planet or their subsidiary?
No, Animal Planet handled all the in show promotion.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Will it be that way with the new show?
Well, the new show, anytime it's on a network, if it gets picked up by a network, the network has to say. If we decided to take the show, let's say George and I wanted to make a show and take it to his YouTube channel, we would have whatever say we wanted to within that show.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, is George going to be a part of it?
I don't know. I mean, he's not. Anything's possible.
Yeah, right. I hear you. That's what I'm saying.
So George, I spent like 3 days with George. On a one-on-one. I met George. We've hung out. But we've never really spent like one-on-one quality time together, and, we're so similar, believe it or not, people, even though I could be his dad, at the end of the day, we're like-minded. We got a lot of the same passion for the hobby. Yeah. I feel like I'm like the Godfather and he's like the up and coming capo, and,
he's got a zoo down there.
Yeah, so I think you're going to see a lot of me and him bringing things together. Really taking a lot of my expertise and my knowledge, and using his passion and his expertise and his knowledge, and kind of combining the younger generation with the older generation, and seeing what we could come up with.
Yeah, sounds awesome. Jennifer Weaver is asking on the new show, will you be exploring where the fish come from? wild caught, fish farms, breeders. So the fish that y'all will be using is what she's asking. Are you going to be saying where they come from, and are they wild caught from fish farms or from breeders?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a possibility. We haven't really sat down and decided what direction we're going to go, but whatever direction we go is going to be education based. Anything that we do is going to be education. We're going to try to touch base on some of the items that people, maybe had issues with in the last show. Maybe the acclimation process, maybe some of the things that, people, I wouldn't say didn't really understand. They just wanted to see more of, and they wanted to have us explain a little bit more. So, going into some of that stuff might be a change. Maybe adding a workshop, attachment to that. Like, hey, check me out in my workshop, which will be the training platform afterwards, so that people can go and then see what it's like realistically, right? So if you have my show and we make a show, and then it says for more tidbits and information, go check out blah, 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 blah.com. And then you get onto the training platform, and that's where you're going to get into the science, right? That's where we're going to really take you and educate you. And that's what that's made for. A training platform is made to educate, where a television show is made to entertain.
Right.
Yeah.
Or both. It can do both.
Yeah, it can, for sure.
It'd be cool to see a show where, I've always loved like David Attenborough and, all the nature shows growing up. I'd sure love to see one where they track back and like go show where the fish are and the crazy process of collecting it.
I got a guy. I got my friend in the Philippines. If I really wanted to do that, I could go out to the Philippines and I could do that. So, it just, you got to remember everything.
The Amazon Research Center in Peru, Alex.
Yeah. It's a limited audience though.
Yeah.
Everything has to also be cost effective.
Yeah.
And when you're doing trips like that, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really, as much as I would love to go into the middle of the jungle and do that stuff, it just becomes very expensive for 30 seconds worth of footage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we've got another question, and I don't quite understand it myself, but it says, I would like to know if Brett has any opinion on a low iron Starfire glass tank using non-silicone, and then in quotes. So low iron and Starfire glass. You don't have to make the whole aquarium out of that. If you're doing a reef tank, I would say you want to make your front panel out of it. It'll save you a ton of money. As far as using auto glass adhesive, that's something that's out of my wheelhouse. I'm not really too familiar. We didn't do a lot of silicone bonding. Ours was more chemical because we were mostly acrylic. But like I said, I am familiar with a low iron glass. And if you're doing a reef, I would definitely recommend that for your front panel.
Yeah, I definitely like the beveled corner too, where it comes to I think they call it panoramic at like 88, or whatever tanks, but like where the cuts aren't just square together like fence posts or something.
Yeah, so you're like a miter.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're round.
Well, you can do that too, but when you put it together at where each pane of glass comes together like a miter cut, like Brett was just saying.
So that's what we used to do
like
with
a diagonal.
Seams. With our seams, we used to cut our seams on a miter for acrylic. We would cut them 2 angles like that, and then it would sit back to back. And then when you look at them, you can't really see them. And what's crazy is you're gonna, when we in George's video, we go back and we revisit these monster aquariums, and one of them there was a ton of angles in it, and a bunch of seams that we did, and you'll still be able to see how perfect the seam. You'll still be able to see how perfect the seams look 8 years later.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
We have another question. It's hopefully not over asked, but for Brett. But does he still work with Wayne? And what's up with Wayne these days?
All right. So first off, it's Wade with a D.
Wade.
Wayde. Wade. I don't work with Wade anymore. I worked with Wade for 25 years, and I needed to kind of get a break from my family. We just didn't see eye to eye in the direction. Once the show ended, and look, people could. There's multiple reasons why the show ended. People can go on the internet and look and see some of the reasons, And some of the other reasons are the show got very expensive. So the long story short is I just needed to do my own thing. And the direction that I'm in now is the direction that I wanted to be in then. And it's the direction that I'm going. So I don't ever let anybody steer me away from where I'm going. When I wrote the TV show, they laughed at me. They thought it was a joke. And then I made the most successful aquarium reality television show ever, right? Then the education and all the things I wanted to do and the limited editions, it was just it was hard getting anybody to do things. So I just decided to do it on my own. And that's what we did.
Right.
So
well, everybody has their own season, you know?
Yeah.
Their own season of doing something, and those seasons change.
So when you see ATM products, is that still affiliated with you? Are they out anymore, or what? I mean, I used to buy
they're not building aquariums anymore. There was a licensing deal with ATM for some products.
I used to get the live bacteria from you guys, like back when it was only you and one other.
I was a part of that for a long while, but I'm no longer affiliated with anything with ATM. It's still a great product. Those guys do good stuff. That product is a good product. It always was. We didn't just put our name on something to have a product in the marketplace. We really believed in it. And, if you go back and look online at some of those products, they did a lot of testing in Singapore on a lot of the products and a lot of the high fish places. And they came up with some amazing results on the products. So, we always cared about making a good quality product. That's why when I released this limited edition, did Alex, did you see the filtration before? Were you able to be privy to that at all?
Yeah.
So you see, I wanted to make it I still want to do things, high end. I still want to do things that are going to work. I'm not trying to do things half-assed. I still want people to understand that your filtration system is the engine to your car.
Yeah.
Long story short, that's where you need to spend all your money, right? On your filtration. Because that's what's going to keep you alive.
Yeah. I'm actually, I guess I have a bias in that I do a lot of filterless tanks, but they're extremely surface area rich with plants and hardscape and stuff like that. But I also have CO2, high-tech, big canister filter tanks too. I don't think there's
also too, somebody like you's been doing it for a really long time.
Yeah, it's like a challenge,
Exactly. That's what you like. So you're the guy that takes that hobby to the next level. I want to get the guy that we can keep in the hobby, that loves his aquarium, that don't have to really do much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, totally. I think that's always been the challenge too, is like the hobby, if you look at it statistically, market research since the 80s, I mean, it's been like people tend to have a fish tank for 6 months to 18 months, and they'll either go get like 2 or 3 and be into it for decades, or they're going to like let it get algae and they're done. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I've done from my homework. I read 100% of people get into the hobby, 50% get out.
Yeah.
So if I can keep 10% and we can go from 50 to 60.
Yeah.
And just keep 10% more in the hobby, it spawns a whole nother generation of people.
And in America alone, I mean, that'd be pushing 500,000 people. So
right.
It's a big,
so that's kind of the goal, what we want to do with this platform. If I was able to ever get 500,000 people into the platform. Now, remember, the great thing about the platform that I built, there's a social media component within the platform, so that, Alex, I give you a code, Jess, I give you a code. You guys are now interlocked into that fish community that's in now Brett Raymer's platform. So you guys will be able to communicate, talk with each other, post your stuff. We'll have moderators in there, people answering questions. It's going to be this platform that you're going to be able to go to and share everything with your friends, share what you've learned, ask questions if you've had problems. Hey, I did this course. How did you find it effective? Did you guys, have any problems with this? And they'll be able to communicate with each other. And while we're doing that, it's being monitored by experts of my choice.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's really cool. Because right now, I mean, there used to be like Planted Tank Forum and a few other places where you'd hang out online and kind of do that, but it's been tricky. I mean, Aquarium Co-op has tried to do their own ecosystem with that, but really that's the only other one I can really think of a little bit Vivi, but yeah, I was wondering if you see any other competition in this field yet, or if you feel like it's pretty wide open still.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've been looking, and there's absolutely nothing like what I. So you guys know when I
Yeah.
do it right, right? So I
Right.
took it to. That's how we do it.
Sure.
So I kind of did a little homework. And, there's a
Sure.
lot of there's a couple of classes and people that do. There's some things out there, but there's nothing that has the pizzazz and the oomph and the fun that
Yeah.
this platform has. There's so much integrated into the platform. And it's not just, me pounding you to learn. It's basically, it has a you have a report card. You're able to see what you track yourself. I'm able to set it up that if you don't pass 10 questions, you don't get a 10 out of 10, you can't move on to the next level. I mean, there's just a lot of different things. You can see you could also see who's been on, who's been not on, who's finished, who's not finished. So it has a lot of interactive, and it's also me. You're interactive with me, right? So I'm talking to you. I'm asking you questions. I'm kind of guiding you through it. So it's totally unique to the space, and it's got things that you've never ever seen before in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have an age of entry that you feel like is, like 13-year-olds or 10-year-old? I mean, like, what's kind of your...
I think you can get a smart 10-year-old. I think a really smart 10-year-old on up.
Cool. Yeah.
Can do it maybe with his parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you would sit there with your son on the computer or on your phone, and you'd play the system for him, and you'd be like, all right, son, I want you to watch it. And then, like, whatever he didn't understand, you'd be like, all right, let me explain that to you real quick, son. And then you kind of give him a little, maybe hint. But, you got to remember, there's a nitrifying bacteria when you're talking about, ammonia, and you're explaining the nitrifying process. And there's a lot of big words that, and these are things that we have to explain, to make people understand water chemistry. You need to understand to be successful and to be able to do a water test. You need to know what you're testing for. So we had to explain to you. Yeah, it's like me, right? We had to explain to you what ammonia is, what nitrites are, what nitrates are, what pH is. Just so you can understand all the parameters of what water chemistry is going to be about, so that you can do a test and understand what's going on. And look, if you can understand how we explain it, and we try to do it very simplistically, then that's half the battle right there, understanding water chemistry when you're young.
Totally. Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I've kind of tried to think of things like that too. I mean, my channel tends to be more like, I guess, people who've been in the hobby longer, or like a little like the step beyond that. But I still tried to make that same kind of content. And I always try to think of, like, nitrates are less harmful, so they get the grade of an A. Like nitrites, it's an I. Like, I just trying to think of, like, some cutesy little thing that, like, people will remember, So I think those kind of things are super helpful, whatever they end up being, that work out. But yeah, I mean,
what's really cool is I did a lot of the work. A lot of the work is done in studio.
Yeah.
And a lot of the work is also done actually on we actually set up an aquarium from the beginning. We show you how to rinse carbon. We show you how to rinse, your gravel out, right? Basically, how many people take freshwater gravel, and go right into the tank with it, even if it says it's cleaned, but yet it's still dirty, right?
Yeah. Oh,
so we basically do everything. We show you everything from A to Z. But because I'm doing a lot of green screen work, we add a lot of graphs and charts and different things that it's me talking, and while I'm talking, you're seeing everything happen on the screen, so that you get a visual of it happening.
That's great.
You're more adapted to understand it. A lot of the money we've spent is in editing and being able to tell a story through graphics.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm a graphic designer by a living. Like, that's what I did before YouTube, and So yeah, I 100% understand like the importance of that, and yeah, that's awesome that you totally, you know, you're focusing on that, because a lot of people learn different ways. Some people learn auditorily, some people have to, you know, be hit over the head with it 3 ways. Some people just need to see it visually, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is once you join the course, you can go back and reference you can watch it as many times as you want. You can go back and there's reference points, there's files that you're going to be able to get into. We have a file vault that will put, you know, information in. You can go into the file vault and look up the information that we put there. So it's really, really extensive. It's like doing an online school along with video. And look, we're not, at the end of the day, I'm not saying I'm perfect again, right? But we really tried to make this all inclusive. We really tried to make it, like I said, we even went to Fish Store in Vegas to go show you what good looking fish look like and what bad looking fish look like, right?
Yeah.
Bottom line is you can walk into a fish drum, you see dirty tanks and you see cloudy water and you see fish. How many times does somebody go into a fish and buy a fish and say, I want to see that fish eat?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. That's
right?
what I do.
People, sometimes they don't even feed the fish. They don't even ask. They just say, oh, give me that fish right there. So we give you all these little bits and tricks and little tips and acclimation. How many people go and take their fish, then they go and buy them, they take them, they put them in their car, and then they run into the supermarket for 2 hours and leave the fish in the car.
Yeah.
Right? So all these little tidbits, things that we laugh at and you might not ever do and I might not ever do, but that doesn't mean the newbie who just got a fish tank from Petco is going to go and say, you know what, I just got my fish. Let me go to Walmart or let me go to Costco. We'll be about a couple hours. The fish will be fine. He goes home. The fish last a week and then they're dead because they were in 90 degree, went from 90 degrees to 78 degrees and they had no clue about why the fish are dead. Now they're miserable. And they hate the hobby, right? Because they left their fish in their car and they had no clue what they were doing.
Right. I was also wondering too, because there's lots of schools. What I tell my people watching the channel is there's a lot of right ways to set up an aquarium and only a few wrong ones. Like there's lots of right ways. There's a few wrong ones, but some people want or don't mind algae, like that helps their baby fish spawn, some people want crystal clear water and none of that. Other people want tannins and stuff like that. So I was just curious, are you does your course kind of stick with one like easy kind of like basic plan?
Great question. Seriously, great question. So our course is set up in the beginning to start off with basic fresh water. Yeah. Then once you escalate as the course, as the company, as we grow. Yeah. Right? We did fresh water and salt water right now because you got to understand it takes months to film this stuff, right?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
So we got fresh water and salt water dialed in. Once we see that these courses are resonating with our followers and with everyone else's fans and they really enjoy it, we're going to start taking these courses to the next level, right? You'll be able to get, okay, today we're setting up a tannin aquarium. This is how you're going to achieve that. Cool. And then today we're doing a cichlid aquarium and we're going to literally take you into the specifics. We're going to be doing frag classes. We're going to be bringing in experts on live feeds. So I might be at Aquashella, Jess, and I might be there and we might post 2 weeks before that a code to everybody to get in free just for our live feed at Aquashella. Yeah. And when they come in live for that day, there's going to be a lot of funnels that'll upsell people. Hey, today only $9.99 to buy our course, Yeah. And then we're going to push people through. So it is a business. Yeah, but it is a business. It is a business that hopefully is going to educate and keep people in the hobby.
It's like YouTube and Fish World.
Well, and that's where I feel like me personally, I've had a weakness. I've been on YouTube 6 years, and I've kind of stubbornly seen it as like this noble hobby. But at the end of the day, it's a freaking business. At some point, you got to decide, this is going to pay the bills, and then it kind of takes on a new angle. So I definitely have to say, like, listening to people like you, like George Farmer, people who have made it a business, definitely it I have a lot to learn in that sense of like, you know, how to do that. And then also I think, you know, there's right ways and wrong ways depending on who you are, but like how that's done, like you were saying, like you pick the products you like, not necessarily the company that approaches you. And I think, you know, ideally that's great versus this is the company that paid the most, you know?
Right. And, you know, I would never put we want to give you a product that we know is going to help you be successful. I'm not going to, if somebody comes and offers me $100,000 and I don't believe in that product, I just, that's not doing my fans or the platform a justice.
Totally.
You know, it's doing them an injustice. At the end of the day, I'm trying to create, look, I've been doing this since I've been in the fish hobby since I'm 6 years old. Okay. I'm 53. I've been doing this 47 years. I've been in the fish game. 30 plus years. I was a fish professional.
Yeah.
I want to be able to take everything that I've learned along with my business partner who's doing this. His name is Izzy. He's been doing it for longer than I have. And we want to be able to take 60 years of combined experience and be able to pass it on to the next generation to make them successful.
Yeah, that's great.
And
I mean,
at the end of the day, we want to make some money along the way, but we're not trying to murder anyone. We're trying to really make this so that the hobby can grow.
Well, and you can save people money too. For your average hobbyist, you can save people money by telling them, don't waste your time on cartridges every week or whatever. Like, here's filter floss and bio rings, you know, this is how it really works, you know, or whatever.
Well, we're hoping that you spend $19 on our platform, and we're hoping the $19 is going to save you hundreds.
Right.
Right.
Now, who are you because to try this program out?
Well, I'll definitely let you guys. What I'll do is once it's complete, I'll send you guys all free links. You guys will all get free stuff. All my people, all my YouTubers, all my shows. I want all you guys to get in. I want everyone to see it because I want you guys to be like, oh my God, this is amazing, you know, or I want you to tell me, hey, Brett, it's terrible. You need to fix this, this, and this, right?
Right.
So I don't mind constructive criticism. Believe me, you know, people don't realize that if you don't learn from somebody else that's already done it, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
No doubt.
You're an idiot. You know, says it's saving you time, energy, effort, and money. You know?
Yeah. Well, I've got a question from chat real quick. And
then this is my last question because I got to hit the chiropractor.
Okay. Real quick, in your new home, what is the plans for a new tank? Do you have time and or the interest for a personal aquarium?
All right. So I might do it. I might, believe it or not. Now everybody sit down. Everybody sit down. I might surprise y'all and do a reef aquarium in my own house because a lot of people said, well, you can't really take care of reefs. So I'm going to have to show people what I really can do. And it had nothing to do with that. So that might be an option. You know, we have a lot of work. So we bought a brand new build. And, you know, in these brand new houses, a lot of the interior work, they use garbage. So we're literally gutting. We're going to move in. And we're going to gut the house while we're moving in. So it's going to be a little bit. But the bottom line is, we're thinking about doing like a small, you know, maybe like a nice 55 or 75 with my filtration system hooked up with lighting, nice reach, just to show everybody how bad my filters are and how bad the aquarium could really be.
Yeah, that's cool. Saltwater is incredible. Like, some of the automated stuff I've seen, you know, I've got friends with like dialysis pumps, you know, running and everything on timers and like Raspberry Pis running stuff.
Oh, you know, so let's
we
can talk dialysis pumps for a minute. So, you know, back in the old day, you know, the whole fish industry is based off the medical industry, you know.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they used to, on eBay, they used to have these $20,000 systolic dialysis pumps that people would buy for like $2,000 and turn them into dosing systems. Yeah. And now they have a bunch of companies that have taken this. It's basically the same exact technology. Yeah. And literally use it now for micro dosing for all kinds of aquariums.
Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, it's wild. It's cool to
Yeah.
see though.
Yeah, I
Well, thank
watched
you
those
for your
grow. 30 years ago, they went that when they were huge pumps that they used to use.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy back then.
It looked like a reel-to-reel machine, with the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you for
Well,
your
look, guys, I
time.
can't
And
thank you enough, Jess.
Yes,
Again,
Brett, no, thank you.
I'm glad we were
Thanks,
able
Jess.
finally to connect.
Right.
Alex, it was a pleasure. Nice to meet you, my friend.
Same right back at you.
If you ever want to chop it up, you get my number from Jess. She's got my number.
I appreciate
But
that.
I will
Thank
send
you
you
so
that
much.
video. I will send you that video
Okay.
later on.
All right.
And then we'll chat soon.
Yeah,
You guys
we'll do it
you ever in
another time.
Vegas? You ever in Vegas? You hit me up.
That's right. That's right.
You got
All
it,
right.
guys.
All
Hey,
right,
everybody,
Brett,
have a good
thanks.
week.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, you guys, what about that? Brett Raymer.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Well, I hope that we did get some of you guys' questions answered. I did try my best to grab them when I could. If you do have a question that you need me to get to him, you can email me and then I can try and get an answer for you. I didn't get to do the fisheries today. I actually wanted to do one while Brett was on. That way he could see our wonderful Mr. Alex here. But
I don't know if it's his speed anyways,
Yeah, well, 2 hours went fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. But you guys, thank you so much for being here. It's been a great week. We've had good speakers or good guests and good co-hosts, especially when they jump on and bail me out. Or let's say bail Skipper out and I'll throw him under the bus because he was supposed to be here.
Yeah, I just found out too, like I've got influenza right now too.
Oh my God, Alex.
I thought it was going to be COVID for sure. Like the home test said no. And I was like, I bet the other test when I go in is going to say yes. But they let me know late last night. I got the email that was like influenza A. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
well,
stupid
I
airports.
owe you a big one then.
Oh no, it's good. It kept my mind off my own congestion and headache.
Well, and I know that you wanted to talk to him too. And
Yeah.
Questions, so I figured that worked out pretty well.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's always really interesting, especially when you watch someone a long time, for like a long time ago in your life. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad that he's not, I don't know how to say it, not like a stuck up person that's actor or somebody, that doesn't want to talk to public, he's
a self-promoter, but in a like healthier window of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because if you don't self-promote, like I'm sure that's how he got a freaking show to begin with. So,
he's definitely, and he's friends with the little people. I'll just say that way. He's
friends with the little
people because I'm definitely little, but one day we'll be big, and you got to know those people too, and he allows that, and that's great. So
that's cool.
I really do. I'm glad to be able to call him a friend as well. So you guys, I don't know when the next time I'm going to get to stream. We go back to work Monday, but just hang in there. You'll see me again. Y'all know that. Alex, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You have a good morning.
You too.
Everybody in chat, have a good morning. Hopefully I'll stream this afternoon. I'm going to try to like literally probably rest and drink Gatorade and chicken soup until then. So
yeah, you need to.
I was burning up inside. It's like 30 degrees outside. So it actually feels really good out here, but I must have a fever. So
yeah. Ooh, it's cold that way. Ooh, that'd be cold. We had cold front come in last night and it's cold out there to me. And it's probably like only 50.
Yeah.
But that's just how it goes. Well, you guys have a great weekend and we'll see you down the road.